it's really unscientific when I go to develop a new product. Developing a new product for me is magical. That's all I can say. I don't know how it happens. I get an idea for something, and then I turn it into a question, and then I pay attention. So to use the salt as an example, I had seen a show. Sea salts have been popular for a few years now, and I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I saw a TV show where the host made an infused salt by putting fresh herbs in with the salt and letting the salt dehydrate it, and said, well, that's an infused sea salt. So I tried that, and the salt was still white, and I said, well, I don't believe this. I think the flavor is just on the outside. And so I said, well, how can I really infuse it? And kept that question current and asked it in different ways, and then paid attention to the answer, and woke up one morning and just went, oh my gosh, and came in here and played and played and played. And by the end of the day, it was like, it was there. I'd tried several things, but the very first one I tried, from what I remembered from waking up, was right. And so that's a good example of the magic. Usually it's not that direct. Usually it's more tweaking. I will play with it. I listen. That's what I can say. I listen. When I've identified a product that I really like, that I want to go for, I take it to the farmer's market. I use the farmer's market as a test market. I've tried so many products. I mean, I can sit here and list that there's 5 product lines or something like that. But there have been many more that have gone to farmer's market and not gone anywhere because the response has been lukewarm, or I lost interest in it. I use that direct, putting the product in somebody's mouth and listening. I use that for the farmer's market extensively. It's key for me. And you have to learn to read between the lines, because people are usually not honest with you in terms of, you can't really ask them what they think. You just have to pay attention and listen, and you can tell when it's right. They light up. You know, you can see it in their face. If it's not right, you can see that as well. But it's not words. When I make decisions about my business, it's from paying attention to media. It's from paying attention to, and when I say media, I mean food media. The area that I'm working in, maybe it's farming or food. It's not media in general. It's very specific. And then I listen to the feedback from the people at the farmer's market, my customers. So I'm always doing market research, but I don't write it down. The thing that has worked best for me has been farmer's market. The ability to have my product in front of people on a weekly basis and observe their reactions has been absolutely invaluable. Have I had any big mistakes? Yeah. None have been fatal, and I never interpret them as mistakes. They are opportunities for clarity. After doing this for so long, there really are no mistakes. It's just what's next. You know, you moved into this area knowing it was the best thing you could think of and do at that time, and you get to that point and you say, oh, I now see from this vantage point that I can do better. And so you're just always moving there. So it's always constant, it's always flowing, and some things work better than others. In working with the state agencies and the federal regulatory agencies, I go from the point of view that they're boss. And so I work hand in hand with them. My goal is to develop a relationship with them so that they're comfortable being here, so that I'm comfortable with them being here. And things change. You know, when we started doing pesto, it was a refrigerated product, and then all of a sudden the FDA had a thing about garlic and olive oil, and so they changed the rules, and we got called in, and we had to either change our recipe or sell it frozen. And we weren't going to change the recipe, so we switched it into selling it frozen, retailing it frozen. And things like that happen, and it's just, I don't judge them good or bad. It's just how, and the process was wonderful, and so it was a good thing. These things happen, and you have to deal with it, and there's another human on the other side there. It's not an agency, it's a human. So that's worked really well for me.